Adventist Health is involved in a lot of areas of healthcare. Access to care, to transitions of care, to quality of care, safety. So the Central Valley Network, there's about close to 40 rural health clinics within that area. And we have 4 hospitals that are Reedley, Hanford, Selma, and now Tulare. We have both hospitals and ambulatory settings within a network. There's really areas of opportunity where there is no clinic. There's actually no healthcare. I've driven to some small towns that are less than 2,000 people of population, but really the only thing that's there is a small supermarket that's right next to a gas station. And I see a school, but that's about it. If there's no healthcare in a community of 2,000-3,000 people, that's a great need. And then having to travel to your next available healthcare source. But what if you didn't have transportation? There's people that are hurting. There's people that have disease. There's people that need basic healthcare and quite frankly are not getting it. And they're not getting it because of where they are geographically. They're despaired. So there's a patient where we started talking about, their living situation. And she said, I'm having to ask for rides. I said, well, why do you have to ask for rides? She was like, doctor, I don't have a car. And I said, oh, okay. Do you take the transport or whatever it is? She was like, yeah, but I'm having a really hard time getting an ID because I don't have an address. And when I asked her, I said, are you homeless? And she was like, yeah, I'm homeless. I'll give you another example of another patient where they actually came with a friend. And then this patient said, hey, there's a friend of mine who I would like for you to, because I know he has heart problems, but he never goes to the doctor. I said, well, where's your friend? He's like, oh, he was waiting outside because he didn't want to come inside because he looked dirty. He was so nervous to be there. I asked him, I said, well, how come you haven't come to the clinic? He's like, doctor, look at me. Nobody wants to take care of a guy, the way I look. Look at my shoes, look at my shirt. And he said, I'm homeless. I live in the street. I'm dirty. And I know that. The disparity makes the disease worse. This patient I knew was an uncontrolled diabetic. And, I said, hey, where have you been? And he said, I don't get off of work till, 5 or 6. Right now is the picking time, right? Right now we're picking and we're there early in the morning and they give us long shifts and we got to take advantage of the work. So I can't come in. He was like, I wish there was a way that you could come to us. And I asked him, I said, how many more people are out there that don't go to the doctor? And he's like, oh my goodness, you don't even know how you won't ever stop counting. And so I think of those situations where how many more people feel that way, but they're not getting care? And how many people can we go out there and reach that they don't have to feel anyway? I mean, even though the clinics are open for anybody, but maybe we can see those people within their environment where they feel more comfortable. That's when you really start to see the change. And I think that only comes with somebody going out there and looking at where can we make a difference. And when you look at things as a whole is if you help the less fortunate, then the whole becomes more fortunate. The mission is to serve our people and live in God's love. So how would we show that? When Jesus walked, he took care of the sick, took care of the poor, took care of the underserved, really took care of people that commonly we would not care for. For an organization to achieve that, they're living it. When you're taking care of that population that's vulnerable, you're living it.